What's good, people? We're back with another POV. In this one, me and a couple of the guys have headed over into Tower Bridge and just doing a little bit of a photo walk. I brought out the Fuji with me today using the 27mm, and as you'll see as we go through the POV, I decided to take a few shots with the iPhone as well. So right now we're in an area that's known as the Bowl, and this is where I get my first shot of the day. As the 27mm was pretty wide, I had to take a few steps closer just to sort of get the composition that I wanted. So since we're at Tower Bridge, it would be pretty criminal not to actually take a photo of it. So I head over to this wall here so I can do just that. You see me faffing about with the buttons, and that's because I'm jumping from 3 different camera systems and it takes me a little while to get used to which camera I'm using. So after taking that image, I move over to this hut, and I wanted to use the foreground of the hut to try and frame these 2 people that were standing in the walkway. Ideally I would have liked it to have been a bit more quiet, but as these people were standing there, they're not going to wait around forever, so I just had to get the shot that I did. So as we started moving towards Tower Bridge, I noticed these huts on the side, and this one that looked like it was just opening up and setting up for the day. I was drawn to the lights and I thought I'd go over and just grab an image of what was going on. So we spend a little bit of time around these huts, and I go to get another image of it, this one basically just being straight on. In essence, there isn't really anything going on in this image, it's pretty flat and it's pretty boring. So moving on from there, I wanted to get an image that showed basically all of the huts and had like a single subject that was walking through. Ideally that subject would have had something like an umbrella in their hand or a bright jacket or something like that, something that popped. But this is one of those things where I feel that I lack as a street photographer. I don't take enough time to wait around and let the scene unfold in front of me. I just sort of have the idea in my head. Whatever it looks like is the image that I get, and that's why this image isn't great, and it could have been better if I took some time to wait for everything to sort of be perfect. Obviously in street photography, not everything's going to be perfect, but it can be better than what it is. Since we just spoke about perfection and things being perfect, this one literally just unfolded right in front of me. This person going onto the bicycles. So usually we'd walk along the main path to get towards Tower Bridge, but on this occasion we decided to go across another side and we spot this massive puddle. This puddle was casting a great reflection of Tower Bridge. So I took one shot on the Fuji and thought to myself, it's not wide enough, it doesn't show exactly what I wanted to show. And then I remembered I've got my iPhone in my pocket with an ultra wide lens, let's see what that can do. And this is where my first iPhone shot of the day came in hand. It was also at this point that I realised that this POV wasn't going to be just on the Fuji, it was going to be whatever shots that I wanted to take, whether it would be on the Fuji or the iPhone. If I saw an image that I wanted to do and it wasn't street and it was more of my normal style that I would use for Instagram, it was getting done and we'd just see what we could get with it. And we're now coming up to my 2 favourite shots of the day, and it was just of this lady that was taking her time taking some pictures of Tower Bridge herself. It's a bit of a contradiction to what I've been saying in some of my past videos about taking photos of people from behind. Because of the subject and Tower Bridge, this photo just works for me, and that's the reason why I like it. So we've now met up with the rest of the guys and we're just down by Borough Market, and in this photo coming up here is something that hasn't happened to me in a while, and it's where somebody clocks me taking a photo and it basically just threw me off my game, and I had to take another photo of this pole to make it look like I wasn't taking a shot of them. I'm not a guy that likes confrontation, so if I can avoid it then I will, and I'd rather not have people asking me questions about what I'm doing. Obviously if they did, I would answer them and let them know, and if they weren't happy with me taking their photo, I would delete it. It's not that big of a deal to me. But moving on from that, these next couple of images are nothing special. The vision was trying to capture something interesting in between this pole and railing. but nothing was really coming from it, so a couple of dead images. So to me, this is one of those images that probably could have had a lot of potential in the right conditions. You can see this lady on the right hand side here and a sign which is pretty much the same colour as the umbrella. Unfortunately, it's just too busy to have any type of clean image coming out of this situation, but I take the shot anyway, and this is what we get. So now we're back to the trusty iPhone. This is a shot that I got a couple of months ago with a taxi, and I added some rain to it, but now on this one I wanted to add a subject with the umbrella, and where it was raining anyway, I thought it would make for an interesting image, and it is one that I quite like. I spotted this guy walking up the road with this yellow bag, and he decided to stop for a second and have a look at Tower Bridge. I thought it could make for an interesting image. I wouldn't really call it a great street image, but it's the type of photo that would work better probably with a collection of images, not a standalone image like that. Right, so we're now coming towards the end of the video. What I didn't say at the beginning is there are a load of images at the end that I never managed to show you on the POV side of things because I never had the camera rolling. So if you stick around to them, you'll get to see the rest of those images. And obviously, it's time to plug the channel. So if you want to like, comment, subscribe, it means a lot to me. And just a question to those that have made it this far, what do you guys do when you're out shooting? Do you ever take your iPhone out or whatever phone you have and grab photos with that? But until next time, peace.